Hey, I think one of the interesting questions to ask is, are you really leading the pack? And I mean by that question, are you attractive in the marketplace? And when I ask you that question, it's not designed to have you feel that you're not attractive. It's actually designed to inspire you to be more attractive. A lot of people have heard the idea that you have to add value to get business, and I think it's a great idea, but it's a little bit fuzzy if we just leave it dangling there, right? And so the question has to be, what is your velocity and your capacity and the density with which you learn? And I think a lot of people will understand very clearly that there's never a time where it's okay for you to check the box that you have officially stopped learning. And so then the question becomes, how do you learn? And you learn by consuming content. And you consume content that meets you where you're at and equips you to meet your clients where they are at. And so growing up in the loan origination business, I read a lot on real estate, a lot on how to list real estate, a lot on how to sell real estate. I became a real estate broker at the age of 23. I read Danielle Kennedy's books. I read Mike Ferry's books. I read Tom Hopkins' books. I read Floyd Wickman's books. I read every book I can. And the reason I read every book that I could is because I wanted to be knowledgeable when I worked with real estate agents. And I believe that the things that I learned in the books that I read allowed me to attract the very, very best real estate agents in the market to my brand. And many of those agents I started with when I was 23, and I ended with when I sold my business when I was 33. And the interesting thing is I help them win. And you can't help your clients win unless you know how to win and you know how to help people win. And you do that by studying. And so, this picture behind me is not a green screen. This is actually a photograph of the Bibliothèque des Nationales, which is the oldest library in the world. This is in Paris, France, and it is a spectacle to see, man. It is the most beautiful library that I have ever seen in my life. And it inspires me because what is contained within the walls of a library are books of knowledge, books of wisdom, books that help you help yourself and help others win. So I'm going to give you just a couple of examples right now on how powerful this one idea can be, right? So before I started the Duncan Group, I went to a large seminar that was hosted by a guy named Tom Hopkins, and I'll save the story for something else, but I came out of that conference and I decided to go to the mall because I wanted to go to a bookstore because I wanted to study this idea of purpose, right? And so I found this book. It's entitled Do What You Love and the Money Will Follow. And I bought this book. And at the age of 33, I started reading this book. And, this book was written in 85, maybe 84. And this book inspired me to really discover the power of purpose, which in today's modern society is know your why. And so I started to get really, really purposeful early in my career as I thought about starting the Duncan Group and equipping mortgage and real estate professionals to win in the marketplace. I came across another book that I think changed the lives of millions of people because I read it, published in 1992 by George Leonard. The book is simply called Mastery. And shortly after reading this book in 1992, I started an event called Sales Mastery. And this year we're celebrating our 29th anniversary. Next year we'll be celebrating our 30th anniversary. And the idea of a book changing the trajectory of my life and my career, and really putting a brand out there that people come to and they rely on and they look forward to each and every year to gain solutions that can help them help others win in the marketplace. But Jim Rohn used to say that the value and character of a person is defined by the size of their library. And I certainly believe that to be true. I think that you need to consume content in whatever ways you feel you need and in the way you like to do it. Video, audio, podcast, reading, audiobooks. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that you gain knowledge faster than your clients. Many of you are smarter than me. I think I'm ahead of some of you, and that's not because I'm better. It's just because maybe I'm learning faster. I admire the people that are coaching company coaches because they are readers. Readers are leaders. Learners are earners. It's such a powerful concept. So I want to inspire you to get very intentional and very focused on what do you need in your life? Where can you add the most value in business? What are the books that can help you? How fast are you going to consume that content? And what are you going to put into play? Because I'm telling you right now, the more you know, and the more people know that you know it, the more attractive you are in business and the easier business becomes.